Do you want and need to close more deals within your business? I'm going to share with you 3 critical factors you need to consider to close more deals and accelerate growth. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified every time I release a video to help increase your B2B sales knowledge and close more deals. I've been selling high value SaaS for more than 7 years, from monthly recurring revenue ranging from $3,000 per month to $45,000 per month, typically on 5-year deals, so multi-million-dollar contracts. And I've learned through much trial and error over hundreds and hundreds of B2B SaaS meetings and clients, there are 3 critical factors that affect the ability to close deals. Now, every sale I'm involved in today as a head of growth for a growing Australian enterprise SaaS company, there are 3 things that I always consider to form part of my strategy. And that is, first and foremost, the competitive landscape in which we're operating. 2 is the urgency of the client and how to create urgency within their business and their business process that they need to go through in order to buy what we are selling. So the first topic we need to consider is the competitive landscape in which we're going to go up against our competition. Now, if you're a new SaaS business or a new B2B business, you're no doubt going to be going up against a larger competitor who's been in the market for a long time. So it doesn't make sense to compete with them where they're winning market share, because they're going to have case studies, referenceable clients, a reputation. And if you think that you're going to go out and just take market share from them, they're going to be very well positioned to defend against you as a new business coming into the market. So it's very similar, and we can draw an analogy in battle or in war. A smaller force doesn't typically go up against a larger force in an open field, in a field where the larger force dominates. They create an unfair advantage by using the terrain or circumstance to nullify the numbers and create that unfair advantage or level the playing field. And that's what we need to consider as a new business, is how do we actually create a level playing field or an unfair advantage that helps us over the incumbent competition. And that can definitely be done. And that leads into our second topic, how to create urgency within a business. So the second factor to consider is creating urgency. Now, many people forget in a sale is actually a consequence, and it's a consequence of someone or an organization deciding to buy. So it's really a lag indicator. So by creating urgency within a business, it actually creates motivation for them to move forward to a buying decision. And that's how we accelerate sales in a B2B situation. It's not enough to create urgency within a business by itself. We actually need to create urgency within a business in the direction of them buying your solution. And that is part of outsmarting the competition and creating an unfair advantage. Now, doing that, if you consider how a client thinks about the problem that you solve in the market before they know who you are. Now, it's more than likely this is largely shaped by the existing competition. If they have market share, it stands to reason that they have shaped the problem that their solution is a natural fit for. So what we need to do as a business is redefine that problem in a way that you uniquely solve. And that involves a couple of different factors. It involves communicating what that problem looks like. And it also involves educating your target client how you solve that problem different to everybody else. And thirdly, proving it. We need to be able to prove it, what their current state is and what the risk is from them staying in that situation, and showing them the light at the end of the tunnel if they adopt your solution. And if we do that really effectively, we create urgency within their business because they can't sit in their current state anymore. You've highlighted what impacts their current processes are having on their business. And then you've showed them the solution on how to get better business processes by adopting your solution. And it also begins to distance yourself from the incumbent competition and begin creating an unfair advantage. Now, the third factor is knowing your target organization's business process they need to go through in order to buy. We can generally assume organizations within tiers of a market have similar business process. Now, a tier 3 at the bottom of a market may be a sole decision maker. And as you go up to tier 2, there may be multiple people, 2 or 3 people involved in a decision to buy your product. But if you go high up to a top tier mining company or a government agency, they will typically have procurement departments that they need to go through in order to purchase. So understanding the business process an organization goes through is key in reducing the length of sale and helping you close more deals. Our objective as salespeople within an organization is to know that buying journey better than they do, and removing speed humps and roadblocks on that journey that they must go through in order to buy. So with B2B SaaS, it's an intangible product. It's really either web pages or apps. You can't touch it and you can't feel it. So it's really fundamental business process improvement. So for an organization to really get the benefit and see your unique value, what I do is help measure their current state of their business. So as an example of how I help a client along a buying journey in their business process, I know an enterprise client has to go through a series of decision-making gates to get to a buying decision. And they're only really able to buy at the end of that journey. So during the problem identification phase, I work really hard on helping them quantify the current impacts of their current business processes, qualitatively and quantitatively, in a format that makes sense to their market. So this forms a large part of their business case that they go and seek approval to go to market to solve. Now, it's not enough that I just do that. I have to shape the problem in a way that we uniquely solve. So by the time that it gets to their procurement department and it goes out to market, that they're asking questions that I know that we have a market differentiator over the competition. And the larger organizations that have been around for 5, 10, 20 years are struggling to answer, because I've gone back further into the organization's buying process and helped shape the problem in a unique way that our technology solves and gives them benefits of direct and indirect value that they may not have considered. So I know their buying journey and I know our value, and it's my job as a salesperson to lead them through that and open their eyes to the indirect benefit that they may not have considered. And that's how I create an unfair advantage. I create urgency within their business. They can't stay in their current state anymore. It's too risky or costing too much money. But then I also know their business process and how to get them to a buying decision. So I've been able to turn 3-4 year sales pipelines for large enterprise businesses into less than 12 months by knowing that journey and creating the urgency that they need to solve a problem. And by the time it comes to market, the competition doesn't even know it was coming up. And a classic example in where this worked really well is there was a partner, a wife of someone who worked for the competition in a large organization that I was working with. The person did not even know that it was coming out to tender until it hit the market. And we were already the preferred supplier before it, and they were just following business process. And he was at a loss. He was at a complete loss, and he was from a Fortune 500 company. So to really accelerate sales in your business and close more deals, we need to consider the competitive landscape we operate and figure out a way on how to outsmart the competition. We then need to actually do that by creating urgency within a target organizations and defining the problem in a unique way that only we can solve. And then thirdly, we need to know their business process and help them along the way to reduce friction and get them to a buying decision faster. I'd love to know in the comments below how you create urgency within your target clients and how you outsmart the competition. And do you help them along in that business process? Now, if you've liked this video, please hit the like button below. Do you need help closing more deals and accelerating growth within your business? Down below of this video, I've got a 3-step formula that you can implement within your business tomorrow. Grab it. If you have any questions, reach out. Alternatively, I have a founder and sales team program to help accelerate sales within your business. You can find the details below on my website, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.